I had a friend not too long ago that I was talking to, and he was lost a little bit as far as his purpose in life and just trying to figure out things because as you get older, you begin to start rivaling and unfold and see things from a different angle. And it was a really cool conversation. So let me break this down. As we get older, again, as I mentioned, is we see things from a different perspective. You might look at maybe finances differently. You might look at realistic goals differently. You might be looking at changing due to your relationship that you're in with your spouse, or you might be going through a lot of things that are holding you back. And it's all going to pan out and work towards your advantage if you keep going, right? As they always say, that the universal God is never going to give you too much that you can't handle. And that's a true statement. What you're able to handle is predicated based off your experience. And if you just keep going through those trials and tribulations, eventually you will see the other side, that that plan was to make you better and put that pressure to making you a diamond. So really, it's you're gonna have to go through that storm. You're gonna have to go through that smoke, the fog, where you'd have no clarity at all, and you just have to sit there and be patient as you walk through each step to get to the other side. And as you turn around, all that smoke disappear, and you'll see the bigger picture, right? It's a true statement, even when it comes to this, right? You're trying to figure out how you're going to draw this big picture. And a lot of times when we in art class, we're like trying to draw the whole picture and analyze it right then and there. When you really, as you're taught by the art teacher, is to focus on one shape at a time. Focus on one section at a time. Why? Because your brain can only process so much information, and it can't tackle the whole idea and concept that you're trying to draw that's on that paper. So, it's prioritizing the same thing in your life. It's prioritizing certain things. Tackle the things that maybe doesn't take too much of your time. Or you might want to go with the avalanche effect, which you want to tackle the biggest problem and then go from there, taking on the small things. I feel like for me, what helped out a lot is that I just focus on taking care of a lot of stuff, so that way, the small things, so that way it doesn't like fog up my brain, and then I can focus on the main thing. And that's kind of like how I go about it. But again, back to the thing with, if you're feeling lost in life, really it's gonna be take a couple things. Number one, it's gonna take a lot of self-reflection. It's gonna take a few of like actually staying out to yourself and kind of like hearing your own inner voice, because your inner voice is really trying to speak to you, and it's trying to tell you something. Whether it's your inner child voice that that you kind of lost, right? As you grow up, they teach you to be adult and everything, but it's really that creativity that we lose. And that creativity helps solve problems. So if you lose that touch of that side with creativity and being someone who's not in tune to that, that does a lot of damage to actually helping you get to where you want to be at, or even figuring out things, right? Another thing is spending time just learning things, other stuff outside of what you normally learn, right? Put yourself around people who are like-minded, that are trying to go somewhere, and then put yourself around people who are beyond ahead of you, right? This is called the peer-to-peer and mentor-to-peer, right? You have peers that you can be on the same level, and then you have that are trying to get somewhere and they are pushing each other, and then you have mentors that are pushing you to get to the next level. So those are some also good things that you can do when it comes to, quote unquote, figuring out and getting to where you want to be in life. There's a lot of things you can really do, and that's not really a right or wrong answer to getting to where you need to be at. But the most important thing is having patience. And it's a thing that people don't want to hear. Really, even myself don't really want to hear at all. I'm just making sure I'm recording with my mic, because I'm like, yo, I'm on a rampage. I'm on a streak right now. I'm going crazy. No, I'm on a crazy flow. But yeah, people don't want to hear it. It's so true. You really want to have some patience. The more patience you have while you're doing what you need to do, and making the foot forward with your steps, it's gonna take you a long way, because it's gonna help better clarity. It's gonna allow you to not make a bunch of mistakes that you don't need to make. And if even if you do make some mistakes, as long as you're focused, you can adjust that and clean it up. If you're really fast at recovering, for me, I like to go, and if I make a mistake, I can turn quickly, clean it up, and then keep going on my way. Some people are not like that. They overthink, like, oh my gosh, I just messed up, boom, boom, and then they think of it too long, they prolong, and they don't realize they could just clean that mess up and wash their hands and keep going. As long as you're not putting someone else in danger and jeopardy or causing somebody else suffering, and also putting yourself in a position where it's hard, like, for instance, I'm not saying take out $200,000 of debt loan. I'm not saying that. I'm saying being willing to bet on yourself, being willing to try things, pick up a new skill, pick up a different job that's outside your comfort zone. Go do some new activities that's gonna allow you to get out your comfort zone and learn new skills. Anywhere from trying new stuff to experimenting to learning more about yourself, to being honest with yourself and say, hey, what is the things that I feel? What is the things I need to improve on? If you don't know and you don't have that type of intuition, then go ask somebody that you really do trust, who's been around you a lot, that can tell you. You know what I'm saying? Or better yet, you could ask a person that you probably not so close to, but they have been around you long enough to be able to see some of the patterns from you, to where they can say, well, I can see this from you, I can see that. And so, yeah, those are some things that I would say as just a person. If you're lost in those, there's some helpful advice, man. And also, just don't take it too hard on yourself. We shouldn't be that hard on ourselves to thinking that we have to have everything figured out in life. And if anybody tells you that they have things figured out in life, they're lying to you. Life is an evolution process. It's an evolving process. If you're not constantly learning and realizing that you don't know enough and that you're still learning, trick is you're getting played. you are, because you start realizing as you get to certain sections and more success in your own way, not just material, but even spiritually, mentally, physically, that there's levels to other things. And it could feel like, dang, well, what's the point of life? No, it's a good thing, because it's like there's always something that can challenge you and you can improve and be better. You could be a better husband, you could be a better daughter, you could be a better wife, you could be a better father, a better mother, you could be a better a leader, a better teacher, you could be a better sibling, you could be a better friend. It's always something, right? Always something that you could do to improve. And if you have that idea and that perspective, this is the last thing my close out is, they always talk about the 1% rule that I had studied with this book. I forgot what it was, but it said every day if you improve and work on yourself, and try to improve 1% every day, that's 365% improvement in a year. So you improve 365% in a year, right? Most people won't even get to that. They barely even get to 10% improving their lives. So the fact that you just do 1% each day, that's 365%. that you just improve in the areas in your life. Now, just say if you take it real serious and you dedicate an hour or 2 hours, now all of a sudden they're going from 365% to like doubling, tripling. You know what I'm saying? And that takes you a long way. So, step by step, just work at it. And also, like I said, don't be too hard on yourself. Just focus on the main goal, and that's just getting to where you need to get to the destination and improve and just enjoy the process for what it is. If you guys enjoyed, man, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. It's going to definitely help this channel. I want to bring so much value. This is what KJ, everything I feel like the direction is pulling me to do on this channel is I want to actually give perspective. So, yeah, see y'all in the next one. Peace.